Welcome to your special edition gaming update for the May 10th Diablo IV Developer stream that elapsed at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am your host, Joe. The source of the stream is in the description. The attendees of this developer stream were Keegan Clark, Director and Product Management, Joe Piapora, Associate Game Director, Rod Ferguson, Franchise General Manager, and Adam Fletcher, Community Lead that hosted the stream. This special edition gaming update is divided into 10 parts: introductory details, seasons and battle pass, further details on the battle pass, new builds in seasons, how the campaign coexists with additional builds, altars of Lilith, player build customizations, existence of the eternal realm and the seasonal realm, aspirational challenges and pinnacle challenges, and finally, concluding content. Starting with introductory details, it was shown that there are 22 days, 4 hours, 58 minutes, and 43 seconds from the early access to play Diablo IV. Overall, a little over 3 weeks. It was reiterated that the server slam is May 12th to 14th, and that you can start the download of the beta after the stream, or specifically noon Pacific Standard Time, on Battle.net, Xbox, and PlayStation. If you already have the beta client installed from the prior betas, those will actually just start auto-updating. The server slam is a fresh start to players for all new class builds that will start from level 1 even despite having the beta client installed from previous ones. Blizzard has made adjustments to how dungeon objectives are laid out, including the flow of the dungeon, the balance of updates for classes, and the adjustments to drop rates reflective of the actual base game experience at launch. So no longer is there an accelerated drop rate of legendary items. The server slam will actually be a little more challenging because the level cap is lower. The level cap for the previous two betas was level 25, and for the server slam, it is 20. Players therefore will tackle at the highest level Ashava, the world boss, at level 20 during the server slam compared to level 25 from previous betas. There was mention that there is a font change within the game. Ron Ferguson joked that the Necromancer class is the best class in the game. Could he have said that because the Necromancer uses the Book of the Dead? He did not specify. Moreover, the deluxe and ultimate versions of the game available for pre-order give players early access to the game. Players can play with others on console and PC. Progress carries over from platform to platform, including rewards and incentives. As an example, if you were to play Server Slam on Xbox and earn rewards like the Beta Wolf Pack, then the reward in keeping with this example will carry over when you switch platforms. This feature applies the same with buying the Ultimate Edition. Items will carry over to other platforms that you purchase the game for. As an example, you can buy the basic version of the game on one platform and the Ultimate Edition on another and still take advantage of the rewards from the Ultimate Edition on both platforms. The only caveat, however, is that early access is exclusive to the platform you purchase the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition for, and that access does not carry over. Let's transition to the discussion that took place around Seasons and Battle Pass. Seasonal content and post-launch content is going to arrive shortly after the release of the game. The window given for the post-launch content is mid to late July. Each season has a theme, and there are 4 seasons in a year, 1 per quarter of the year. One of the primary activities of the season is to progress through the Battle Pass and seasonal quest line. Seasons will introduce new gameplay mechanics. The seasonal quest line has 2 approaches. First, it is not going to expand upon the story campaign. Blizzard will expand the story of Inarius and Lilith through expansions to Diablo IV so that the high-level narrative can continue to unfold. Second, seasons will have themes. The reveal for the theme of the first season will occur after launch. The stream jokingly used a zombie theme for Season 1 as an example to communicate and elucidate the idea of seasons for Diablo IV. Seasons include a focus on progressing the Battle Pass and seasonal quest line that includes new gameplay mechanics to discover. The Battle Pass will express the seasonal theme, and the quest line is oriented towards the theme as well through Sanctuary. There is a connection in theme between the Battle Pass and the quest line. Both are interconnected. The introduction of new mechanics in each season is not the only factor to look forward to, as there are going to be new powerful items to earn that players can use to further develop their individual builds. Players will have the opportunity through seasons to further explore the balancing and tuning of their individual builds. However, it is important to know that certain features introduced within seasons may be retired in future seasons. Blizzard will observe player response and feedback upon making such decisions for retiring features. Progression within a season will function as long-term progression with similarities to the format for Diablo III progression. Players will have the opportunity to complete a number of different objectives. These objectives will connect to mechanics, story goals, or events happening through the course of the season. To demonstrate this idea, a picture was shown during the stream. The picture included an area to track season objectives, chapter progression within the season, and chapter rewards. 4 chapters were shown in the image. However, there were 3 additional chapter slots following the order of the 4. These chapter slots were not numbered as chapters, but took on the same symbol and representation. Some of these areas were redacted with the label top secret, so to prevent spoiling the theme of a season. Importantly, the content shown is marked as in development and not a final representation. Players do not need to complete every objective in a chapter to progress through them. Upon transitioning to different chapters, players can return to previous chapters to complete those objectives introduced within them. It is indicated under a status bar that 0 of 9 objectives have been completed, therefore indicating that upon completing 9 objectives, the player can progress to the next chapter. Support for the impression occurred through an example provided. Players do not have to complete every objective in a chapter, and for example, if a player does not want to complete a PvP-oriented objective, then choosing not to do so will not prevent the player from progressing to the next chapters. Players can unlock and collect rewards from completing objectives. Larger rewards are opportune to receive at the end of each chapter, which can include packs of crafting materials and items. Progressing through chapters allows for unlocking actual legendary aspects within your Codex of Power, and these are different set of aspects from the dungeon aspects players can acquire. New legendary items introduced in seasons will become available to acquire through the Codex, additionally to item drops as well. Completing objectives earn favor, which is a measurement of experience gained in playing the game and applied within the Battle Pass. Let's transition to further details on the Battle Pass. A picture of the Battle Pass was shown during the stream. The picture indicated that some items are free and others locked. Areas marked with top secret were also shown. There is an area for blessings as well. The way to progress in the Battle Pass is by earning favor. There are 2 sources to earn favor. 1, you get favor from progressing through the season journey, and 2, leveling up any seasonal character build. There are 3 levels of the Battle Pass. First, there is the free track. These are items that are earned playing the game that do not require payment. Second, there is the premium track that is approximately $10 US. Third, there is the accelerated track, which includes 20 tier skips and a special cosmetic, and this option is approximately $25 US. The free track has 27 total tiers, and with the free track, the player is primarily acquiring the Smoldering Ashes, which are a currency used to unlock seasonal blessings. Seasonal blessings are different buffs players can acquire that help accelerate progress through seasons. There is a secondary requirement of every tier in the Battle Pass, and that is the Smoldering Ashes. Smoldering Ashes are integral to progression because they cannot be purchased through the accelerated track. Tier skipping does not give access to acquiring Smoldering Ashes. The only method available to acquire Smoldering Ashes is by leveling up the character, so to acquire or achieve the free tiers, earning favor in the process. This circumstance prevents players from paying for power, as Rod Ferguson and Keegan Clark put it. The premium track includes 63 total reward tiers. Therefore, there is a total of 90 reward tiers in the Battle Pass. Upon completion of the Battle Pass, Players will have acquired 2 full armor sets for every class themed to the season. A seasonal mount as well, mount armor, and other fun cosmetic items are also acquired. The fun cosmetics include role-playing clothing like a large pair of white bloomers. Overall, 90 tiers over 3 months is approximately 120 days to complete that number of tiers. It was indicated that the top secret area on the Battle Pass image is, quote, specifically a link that will bring you to some part of the season journey as well, end quote. Let's transition to the notion of new builds in seasons. Joe Piepiora specifically stated the following, quote, yeah, so Diablo IV is balanced around the idea of trying to make sure that level up experience 1 to 100 is really engaging and fun and very punchy when items drop for you, that your power progression feels a certain way that you play. So you do, as a result of what we do, balance around the idea of playing through the course of a quarter character. You can play a lot longer than that if you want, absolutely. We want to make sure it feels really good inside that 90-day period. We are going to be having players re-roll and make new characters with every new season to be able to experience the growth of the character over the course of each of those quarters, end quote. The impression given here is that each season introduces the opportunity to create a new build, but it is not every season that you have to start a new build. Playing the game for a longevity of time, at least how it is designed, is that you graduate from just playing as one build from season to season and create additional builds that are moved or transitioned into the Eternal Realm. Let's transition to details about how the campaign coexists with additional builds. Players can skip the campaign no matter what difficulty he or she plays the campaign on initially, including in hardcore mode. When a player completes the campaign on any character, whether hardcore mode of the game or normal mode of the game, no matter what difficulty of the game you are playing, from that point forward, every build that you make will have the option to skip the campaign. You can experience the new seasonal content right away with the new build, though you can still choose to play through the campaign. However, if you do choose to play the campaign again, then you will need to finish the campaign before playing the seasonal content. When progressing through the campaign, you will unlock your first horse at some point, and that horse will carry over to other builds that you create to use as soon as level 1 with that build. Let's transition to details about the Altars of Lilith. Altars of Lilith provide players with 2 factors. First, getting renown, which is merely used to collect a number of different rewards for characters on that realm from that zone, including skill points and healing potion charges. Second, players also gain a permanent stat boost, and that stat boost will apply to all builds you create from that point forward. Finding all Altars of Lilith are not required to finish the renown track in one of these zones. If players decide to go find these altars, they can still do so, and in doing so, they will get a small amount of XP. Let's transition to player build customizations. Customization during the season entails hundreds of transmogs. Transmogs give a sense of power for a character and bring that to life within the story and setting. Shops offer diversity of fantasies to experience and express. There is support for the development of seasons by making additions to the game that will be appreciated to create art and beauty that are grounded in Diablo IV's world. There are opportunities to entertain an array of class fantasies, such as a Thunder Sorceress. Shops provide the opportunity for diversification. There are more looks and appearances to find as players reach the end of the game and even into the post-game content. There are regional looks like a Fractured Peaks look as well. Let's transition to the existence of the Eternal Realm and the Seasonal Realm. There are new legendary powers and unique items with every new season, including new builds and ways to create and customize these builds. Seasonal characters will move into what is called an Eternal Realm, so to live onward. Players can extract items from these builds while the builds reside in the Eternal Realm. What is extracted from these builds, players can use in newer builds for the next seasonal ones. Let's transition to aspirational challenges and pinnacle challenges. Aspirational challenges include pinnacle challenges, and these are challenges to have available at the beginning of each season upon release. The challenges are supplemental to players getting to level 100 and earning Paragon points for getting all legendary and unique items. There will be new and distinct opportunities for a player to progress his or her power of a build to achieve new goals during each season. These opportunities include new bosses, new major encounters, and new dungeons. Let's transition to concluding content. Meta changes for balancing classes are promised to not impact player choice. The balance for these meta changes will create the experience for Diablo IV so that one particular build is not so powerful that players are disincentivized to try and create other builds. Next, leaderboards will not be included in Season 1 and potentially not in Season 2. Leaderboards will not be available at launch. Well, that's it for this special edition Daily Gaming Update. You can look forward to a Daily Gaming Update for Wednesday, May 10th. Let me leave you now with the words of Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. I should go.